Hi everyone, on week 3 we're going to talk about your whiteboard of life. So what I want you to picture is a blank whiteboard. And I want you to add everything that you have going on in your life. Your bills, your mortgage, the car, getting an oil change, putting gas, changing tires. If you have kids, you're going to write down soccer practice and school and conferences and all of these things that we have going on in our life. And the whiteboard gets filled up very quickly. And then what we do after that is we start adding in all of the stuff that we want to get done. So this is where we're going to add in all the things that we do on this checklist that we have in the workbook. And the challenge is that the dry cleaning is still going to get picked up. Gas is still going to get put in the car, whether we put that on the whiteboard or not. And so what ends up happening is the whiteboard gets filled with the stuff that sort of goes through our head, and we're not very intentional about what we want on that whiteboard. Today's exercise is just about being intentional about what goes on that whiteboard. And so the principle I want you to remember is erase, educate, and motivate. Because every morning we should have a routine that clears that whiteboard, and then when we fill the whiteboard, when we start to fill the whiteboard, it's with that principle of erase, educate, and motivate, which starts us off in a much better mindset to get going and be successful for the things that we need to do, not only for work, but in all areas of our life. And we come into things much more organized, much more intentional about what is important to do, what's important to be on that whiteboard. And you shouldn't allow things that aren't important on that whiteboard, because again, you'll put gas in the car, you'll go get your dry cleaning, whether it's on the whiteboard or not. So the first thing we want to do is we want to erase that whiteboard. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do. And it doesn't necessarily have to be what you do. But I would tell you, maybe try it out for a week or two, see if it works for you. The principle behind it is what's important. So the first thing I want to do when I wake up every morning is I want to erase that whiteboard of life. And the way that I do that is just going through all the things that I'm grateful for in my life. So as soon as I wake up, I take a few minutes, get my bearings about me, get a little conscious, and then all I do is take some nice deep breaths, count down from 10, and I start listing in my head all of the things that I'm grateful for in my life. And it sounds like a pretty simple exercise until you figure out we need to do this for about 10 minutes. And so you really start having to dig pretty deep on what you're grateful for, all these things. And so you're getting down to, I'm grateful for my dog, and I'm grateful for, the weather, and I'm grateful for all of this stuff. But the point of it is, it's pretty hard to think about bills, and it's pretty hard to let your head go in the wrong direction when you've spent 10 minutes just being thankful for all the beauty that you have in your life, all the love you have in your life, all the great things that you have in your life. It's a great way to start just erasing that whiteboard. And from that point on, you can be much more intentional about what you're going to do for the rest of the day, what you're going to do for the rest of the week. The next thing I do is I try to take 10 to 15 minutes and just read something. I split mine into things that will make me feel better and things that help me learn, things that will help me deliver information to my clients, make me a little bit better at my job. So it may not be knowledge that I pass through, but it may be knowledge that I use to do my job a little bit better, to become more of an expert in my field. So the second thing is I educate myself every single day. Just take those few minutes. There's plenty of information out there. There's tons of podcasts. There's things that you can just Google and find information on the market or on your profession. You might have books laying around. You should always have a book that you can just grab. It should be right there next to you, somewhere handy where you can just grab this book and you can start reading about something that's going to make you better at what you do, make you feel better about yourself, raise your confidence. Again, what we're doing is we've erased the whiteboard, and now we want to put things on that whiteboard that empower us. We'll put things on that whiteboard that are going to help us to do something better today and every day and every week. And then the next thing we do is we do something a little bit motivational. So if you remember, when we started out with the morning videos, we started talking about these beliefs that we have. And we worked through some beliefs that sort of hold us back, right? And those are beliefs that are on the whiteboard. We're erasing those too, because we're going to replace those with beliefs that help us toward our new goals. They help us to a new destination. And so the third component of what I do is just declarations, right? Just declarations about all of these things that I want to happen in my life. I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm wealthy, I'm successful, I'm important, I'm good enough, I'm smart, I have enough experience to be successful, I'm organized. Whatever those declarations are that you want to support the beliefs in your life that you need in order to create the new results that you guys are looking for, you just want to do that. So this should be a quick morning routine. It should take 20 to 30 minutes, but you should do it every morning as early as you can. Because what you want to do is you want to establish the tone for that day. You want to erase that whiteboard of all of the stuff, because stuff isn't going to help you get to a new destination. Dropping off the dry cleaning doesn't help you to a new destination. Taking the kids to soccer practice doesn't take you to a new destination. And I promise you that instinctually you'll still get to soccer practice. You don't need that on the whiteboard. Fill that whiteboard with things that are going to help you reach the new destination that you guys are looking for when you decided to make the step to get in a program. So, try this out for a few weeks. If you don't like it, try some other techniques, but still maintain the principle of erasing the whiteboard, educating yourself, and then motivating yourself throughout the day. So I know that some people have switched out the motivation part with exercise, and some people have switched it out with listening to some super music that sort of motivates them and gets their blood pumping. So you can tweak this a little bit for you. I would still do those declarations. That's part of the other morning videos that we do, and we cover all of the time, because we want to reinforce those positive thoughts all day long. So once we set those thoughts in motion, our brain works a little bit like Google. Whatever we ask our brain to find, our brain will find. And so if you typed in how to be in a crappy mood into Google, it would give you all of these suggestions for how to be in a crappy mood. And I know that sounds silly, but our brain works the same way. And what we do is we start our day off with sort of negative talk and oh, it's Monday, and we got to go back to work, and all of these things. When what we should be doing is we should be typing into our brain, we should be typing into Google how to have a great day, how to have a great attitude, how to be successful. Because the results that are going to come back are those exact results that we're looking for. So when we ask our brain to find how to be successful, that's what it looks for. When we ask our brain what to be thankful for, it finds those things. The challenge is we've been conditioned over decades to ask our brain for the wrong things. We've been conditioned to ask our brains for what's going to be wrong and why we're so busy, right? We never ask our brain when we're busy, how can we be more productive? Because your brain will find the answer for that. It's a very, very powerful computer. So we have to start trending toward asking different questions to get different results. That's why what we do in the morning when we do this erase, educate, and motivate is we're so conscious of erasing anything that doesn't lead us toward the goal that we want. Because what we want to be feeding our brain is we want to be feeding our brain the positivity. We want to be feeding our brain the questions that will make our brain work toward the destination that we're looking for. So remember to try these principles, erase. I just think of all the things that I'm grateful for about 10 minutes. Educate, read something or listen to something that's going to make you better at your job or make you feel better so that you are in a better state of mind for the day. And then motivate. So do some declarations. Talk about how amazing you are. It's okay. Talk about how wealthy you are. Talk about how successful you are, because your brain is going to work toward that end. Don't forget to do those exercises in all the morning videos. Those are really important. They're very short, but they're meant to create different habits. So the combination of that morning routine, erase, educate, and motivate, along with the habits you're building in the short morning videos that you get text to you, are going to dramatically change your results. You guys have an amazing day. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you again soon.